Hello everybody, and welcome to my playthrough of Shogun 2 Total War. This is a game I have been a fan of for many years. I know it did come out in 2011, but recently, the last couple of years, I've played it quite a bit more, and being into Japanese military history at the moment, mainly around World War II. The great naval battles of the Japanese against the United States. However, I've been also into more feudal, medieval sort of history as well, around Japan and Europe. And this game encompasses that sort of period in Japanese history. So this is I thought I'd just do a few videos on my playthrough of this game because it's quite fun. At least I feel so. I find so. So yeah, we're gonna play the vanilla Shogun 2 campaign. I do have Rise of the Samurai here as well, which is the first sort of one of the first major DLC. Which is also quite fun, but for now I think we're going to just play the vanilla game. So yeah. So we've got all the factions here, including the 3 factions as part of the DLC. But I think for now we're going to be playing the faction I find the most fun to play, which is the Oda. You might argue they're a little bit overpowered with their recruitment and upkeep costs. However, that's the kind of way I enjoy playing the game anyway, so I feel rather than take, for instance, the Takeda and play a completely different style to how the Takeda actually, with their cavalry, let's actually take advantage of the fact that the Oda specialise in the more basic units and play that way. So we're going to be playing the short campaign, mostly because the chances of me managing to finish a game, for instance on domination, very unlikely. So yeah, but this is I think a better way of playing it on my first campaign. So yeah, we're going to be playing on hard campaign difficulty. If I remember to, when we get into the game, I'm going to decrease the battle difficulty to normal, however, as I tend to be a little bit better at the actual strategic map than tactical battles. Because I am by no means an expert at this game. For instance, I can't play on Legendary or anything like that. So, yeah. So I'm going to make sure the advisor's off. I'm going to make sure that is also off. And yeah, I think without further ado, let's get started. So yeah, it's very atmospheric, this game as well, as you might be able to tell from the music. Quite calm and peaceful where it needs to be, but the glorious upbeat music when you win a battle, as I'm sure we will get to.
I couldn't find any glorious upbeat songs.
Sorry about that, that's just Alexa in the background, if you heard that. I don't know how she got activated, but anyway. Yeah, sorry about that. But as I was saying, the atmospheric atmosphere of this game really does add another layer to why I love this game so much as well. So yeah. So I'm going to be skipping this first cutscene here, but I will leave you to the glory of this introductory narration here.
We are the Oda. These are trying times for our clan. Not only are we at war on 2 fronts, but we are caught in the grips of civil strife. The infighting threatening to tear our clan apart from within. Our first priority, therefore, is to quell the unrest in our midst and unify under a single banner once more. When order has been restored, we can set about building up our strength and extending our influence into the neighboring provinces. Long have we coveted Mikawa province to the east, and the recent vassalage of the local Tokugawa lord to the Imagawa has made this no less appealing. Mikawa is fertile and boasts fine war horses, vital to the production of superior cavalry. Mino is of lesser strategic importance, but the Saito should prove less bothersome to overcome, as whilst the daimyo is manipulative to say the least, its forces are far less capable than the combined might of the Imagawa and Tokugawa. While making war on the third front is ill-advised, neutral Ise province to the west is known for its strong religious tradition and provision of fine monks for service both on and off the battlefield. However, with power and influence will surely come the ire of Kyoto. And should the Shogun feel threatened, he will rally his subjects against us. In that event, we must be prepared to fend off all who would attack us, no matter from where that threat emerges. If the Shogun wishes to halt our expansion, let him come here and reckon with us himself.
Indeed. So, we have our first mission here, which is to defeat the rebels within our territory, which will give us a little bit of extra wealth from our buildings for a short period of time, 4 turns. Yes, we don't need any more advice, I think. So yeah, here we are on the campaign map. So for those of you who've never seen or played a Total War game before, it's basically a game where you have control over. In this instance, we only have control of one castle to begin with, where you can build buildings and muster your armies from. And the armies themselves can then take on other armies and capture other cities to grow your empire. And that's basically how Total War works in a nutshell. That's on its most basic level. However, we also do have a few other things. There's obviously income, which you need to keep your troops maintained. We also have diplomacy, where you can talk with other factions. So for instance here we've got the Imagawa, the Saito and the Tokugawa, who are all at war with you. As from the intro you can tell, because we're fighting on 2 fronts. But we have this faction here, which I am not going to pronounce the name of because I will probably butcher it horribly, who we appear to already be trading with. However, since we're very friendly, and mainly to shore up our other border, to avoid going to war on another front, I think it might be prudent to make an alliance.
Be welcome, my
faction.
friend. I have ordered.
So yeah. And that basically gives us
to express agreement with what is proposed.
It basically backs us up. So if we were to go to war with another faction, they would be offered the choice of going into war with us. Or if we are attacked by another faction, they in theory should come to our aid. They don't always have to, but that would break the alliance. And it just shores up our position, at the very least. So here we are. We have our little army here under Takehama Muniyori. Again, pronouncing these names, I hope I'm pronouncing them right. And we have our daimyo here, who is basically our faction leader. The equivalent of a king, I think you'd argue, in European politics. But I call the daimyo in Japanese culture Oda Nobuhide, who is actually quite a famous Not as famous as his son, but yes, he is the father of the famous Oda Nobuyunga or something like that. Who I can't pronounce his name, but as a bit of a student of medieval sort of history, he led the Oda to quite a number of notable victories in this period. Before being assassinated, apparently, which can actually happen in this game through agents. That's another part of the game where you can recruit agents to assassinate characters or perform certain actions. So we also, as well as diplomacy and that, we have finances, where you can set the tax rate. I think we'll keep it as it is for the moment. And also you can research technology. So I think we might actually have a look into that. So we've got two main ones, Bushido, which is more military based technologies, and Way of Chi, which is more economically infrastructure based. And I often find that it's good to have a strong infrastructure behind you before you start. However, considering that we are already at war, I feel like it might be more prudent to go down the military route, at least for now. So this would enable us to build a sword school, which would give us Katana Samurai. However, I think the morale for our troops would also be quite valuable, so click on that for now. We already have. And then possibly charge bonus. I like to go down towards Way of the Bow so we can get fire arrows, just because there's more options. Yeah, there's a few things, but I think we'll just do that for now for the first two turns. So yeah, but the main part of the game, obviously, as I stated before, is moving your troops about. And since we have a mission to get rid of this army under Oda Muninari, again, apologise for the pronunciations of names. So we're going to get our army into Owari, and I think so we can combine our troops with our daimyo, and we're going to go and attack this army. And they're going to fight us in the field of battle. So, the strategic layer is what I've just described to you. You can go into war battles, which is a little bit like Civ, Civilization, if anybody has played that, but not a Total War game. However, we could auto-resolve it, which should be more akin with Civ. However, the beauty of Total War games is that you can actually fight the battles on a different strategic layer, which is what we're going to do here, even though it's quite likely we'll win this battle. Just to show off some of the other features, we're going to fight this battle, just to show you and to get a battle under our belt. So yes, so I don't confess to be... I didn't actually change the difficulty, did I? So this actually might not be of the battles, so this could be an interesting little challenge, even though it should be a battle that we win. I'm quietly confident, even, you know, the odds are stacked against our opponent, so we should do well. But, yeah, we shall have to see. The Battle of Nagoya, as it says at the top there. And what you'll find is on these loading screens is you'll get little extracts from, for instance, Sun Tzu here, about the art of the art of war. You'll get these from time to time on the loading screens, which is kind of cool. And here we are on the strategic layer. So, since the weather is dry, I prefer fighting in these conditions. We'll just start the deployment now. So, here we are. This is a completely different layer. Obviously this is the actual battle map, so you can look around and see lots of trees, shrubbery, hills, terrain. We've got our units here. And we've got a nice little hill here, which I think we're going to use to our advantage. So, yeah, we're going to stick our Yori Ashigaru, which are our very basic units, but again, as the Oda, these get a bit of a morale bonus, just because they're Oda troops, which is where why I said that the Oda are quite powerful. maybe arguably overpowered in some scenarios. So I kind of know what I'm doing, so I'm going to just position my troops like so, and we're going to get on with this. My apologies if I do pause the game a little bit much during this game, because I'm not the best micromanaging in general, even though I do prefer games that involve a lot of micromanaging, ironically. So here are the enemy troops. As you can see, they've got a lot of spearmen, they've got, I believe, 1 unit of bow, and some cavalry up here. Nothing too terrifying to defeat, which should mean we have a nice little first open battle. Now, because we are attacking them on the campaign map, that means we have to attack them on this game. It's not true all of the time, but generally, if you attack your opponent, you have to be the one to attack them. So as you can see, they're fortifying this hill much in the same way we have. However, because I have a battle time limit on, just because it makes the game a little bit more reasonable, I'm going to have to attack if we want to get anywhere. So I'm going to position my troops down here in preparation for a fight. That might actually be a little bit close to the bow ashigaru, so I want to set up for the time being. I don't want to get involved, start the battle just yet. We need to make sure that we are prepared first. So we'll send our troops down, as you can see. No, don't run. There's no rush here. Just tire yourselves out, which will make it less likely for you to win the battle, so we don't want that. So, here we go. So there's a few options that we have. For instance, we can go on guard mode, loose formation, things like this. So yeah, I think of myself as a bit of an infantry general. I'm not the greatest at using cavalry. Cavalry I normally use to try and flank the enemy as best I can once my infantry have engaged and outflank the enemy. But I'm apart from that, I'm running down enemies that withdraw from the battle. But other than that, I'm not particularly adept at using cavalry. Infantry is more my speed, as well as archers. I'm not the worst at using archers as well. I do prefer, especially in this game, the archers can, in large numbers, the archers in this game make a big difference actually at times. So yeah. So as you can see, we're positioning our troops here, and I believe we could move our bow units up. Just maybe get in range of the enemy. We could hopefully pepper a few of these units. I'm just going to group my PPI back in reserve. Form a group there. I can't tell. The thing is, they're hidden in trees, so you can't actually see where they are, which is slightly annoying. So I think we're going to have to move out. Yes. Move our Yori up in reserve. Oh, and we've got some of our bow ashigaru here, who have moved up. And they're going to fire into our troops. So I'm going to use my infantry to go and attack them. Oop. Because we don't want them peppering us with arrows. Oh, and they're attacking our reserve. That's not good. Move them back. So this is where my cavalry, I'm going to group them together, but I forgot. This is where our cavalry we could do with putting our cavalry in.
Hidden units, my lord. Treacherously meant
So
to
as you can
ambush
see, oop. Quickly. Right, everybody, form a line very quickly. And well, they might not attackers here. We'll see. They might just retreat back up the hill because they have the advantage on the hill. No, they're going to keep coming. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind if they keep coming. That is perfectly fine. And we can attack them. And I might just move my Yari samurai up. So we'll keep peppering up their archers instead of firing into the melee there, because if I do that, they will probably...
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
This is what I mean with the cavalry. I'm going to try and use... Oop, and that's not good, but it's kind of good. I need to be careful that our general doesn't get killed, though. It wouldn't be good. We might want to pull him out, actually. Oh, and they're all flanked. Okay, this isn't good. Inspire. That might just make our units turn around. And oh, I'm attacking spear units with my cavalry. That is not a good idea. As you can tell, my tactical brilliance on the battlefield is much to be desired. Oh, that's annoying, they're wavering, but they're not quite breaking yet. I don't know where their cavalry's gone. I think, oh, they might have retreated actually, which is good. Right, let's try and get round them. Actually, no, you need to stay back because you're going to die with decimated. So. Right, you fire on those instead now, because otherwise we're going to kill the cavalry. Cavalry can easily take out bow units because bow units have very low defense. However, taking out, again, like I just did there accidentally, taking out spearmen, not so much. And that might be it actually, they might be... Yeah, they're retreating now. Good. That's good. That means we can run them all down. Stop firing archers, please. And we've won the battle, but we could do with just running down as many troops as possible, because on the campaign map later, if we don't... basically, if we don't kill enough troops, their army will survive. I think it might already, because a lot of their cavalry did manage to escape. But, yeah. That wasn't the best battle of all time, by the way. We did lose quite a lot of troops there, which is bad. And I could use the excuse of, I normally don't play with this many troops on the battlefield. Like, the unit scale at the moment is, I think, huge. It's the highest in the game. I'm normally used to playing on large, but, you know, that doesn't really affect my, my tactics. You know, my tactics were just bad. Stop running. You don't need to run after them. You won't catch them now. Our cavalry can handle that. So yeah, just run down as many of these as we can. So yeah, this is why I'm not the greatest at strategic battles. I tried to outflank them as much as I could. But again, I'm normally used to playing with a lot more. I'm normally used to outnumbering the enemy infantry by quite a lot, so I can just hit them hard and fast and have a bit more morale than their troops usually, and just keep hitting them until I can get my cavalry around to flank them properly. But it doesn't always come off as brilliantly as I think this battle proved there, which is a shame. So yeah. But now it's just a simple case of running after the enemy that survived, because, you know, and yes. So, I've been so busy concentrating on my tactics that I haven't really zoomed in very much to show you what actually happens. Now, we don't have the most amazing graphics on here, although they're pretty high, they're pretty decent. But you might be able to just see, here comes the cavalry, quite literally. Just see them in a little bit of gore. A bit of a gory fashion, you can see them cutting them all down. I wish it would hurry up. I'm glad that the frame rate's holding up despite me doing this. Yeah. So it's not really glitching out too much, at least it isn't on my end. I don't know if it would be on YouTube later, but there we go. And again, the unit model's not perfect, but why are you going that way? They must have split up. Oh, well, that's rather annoying. I think I might just quit, to be honest. I think we've run down enough. Yeah, close victory. That shouldn't have happened. We should have really destroyed them there. But again, this is what I mean. I'm certainly not the most strategically, tactically brilliant player of all time. So it is what it is. But yeah, this is the music, the upbeat music that I was on about. People are turning off people. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I will demonstrate the music a little bit more at a later date. So yeah, we actually lost 500 men now. But we did gain a bit of experience, which is a little bit... it softens the blow a little bit there. It's going to take an age for them to recruit their units though, so... Anyway... And they did survive, which is rather annoying. And I kind of need to go and get them, because if I don't, they will just start raiding and pillaging all my my units. What do they have left? Oh, they have their cavalry. I don't believe... No, we can't get them. That's rather annoying. No. Our cavalry could reach them, but I don't want to risk that. Okay, we're going to have to retreat back into our castle. That is that was hardly ideal, that battle, but it says it's going to replenish 16 men per turn, which is actually quite good. I was expecting it to be quite a lot longer in replenishing the units. So anyway, okay, that could have gone better. Ideally. What I will do is, I meant to do this before I started that battle, but we're going to turn the battle difficulty down, because as you can tell, I nearly lost to a gang of peasants, which is really bad. Anyway, so, another part to this game is of course the building aspect, which I will now show you. Again, because of the danger of raiding, I don't really want to upgrade my port or my farms here, because they'll probably come and raid them. However, trails here, I can upgrade them to roads. And that obviously increases my replenishment rate, as you can see there, which is good for retraining the army that I just massacred in that battle, and increase movement speed. So I think... and because roads are... you can't raid roads in this game, so I can basically improve the roads without taking any risk that they might be raided by the enemy. So yeah, and the last thing I might do this turn is recruit some troops to replace the ones we lost. I have a feeling we're going to need a few more troops, so we can recruit 2 per turn, so I'm going to recruit another 2 Yari Ashigaru, should I say. And I think that's it for this turn, and indeed I think I might leave this part here as well, so as we've just about hit the half-an-hour mark. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been Josh. I didn't actually state my name at the start of the video, but if you check in my channel description, I do go into a little bit of an introduction there as well. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this introductory part and not lost your mind too much at my horrible battle skills, but nonetheless, that's what you come here for, folks, I'm afraid. You're going to find that happens more often than not. So, thank you very much for watching, like you said, and I'll see you next time, hopefully. Goodbye for now.